Once again at the Hoddesdon Raceway for the final Premier League Speedway meeting of the 2010 season as the Silver Ski Rockets prepare to take on the Tigers of Glasgow. 15 heats of Speedway which decide whether the Rockets can still make it into the end of season playoffs or whether the Rockets will be taking centre pick for the Young Shield. At the moment the Young Shield is probably their best option because of course it does extend the season, but 8 teams will be in that Young Shield playoff. The Rockets, if they win tonight, will get, as we said earlier, that first choice. They're not at full strength. No Robbie Kessler tonight, rider replacement for him. Carl Hughes carries on with Paul Stark down at reserve. No Linus Sundstrom at number 1. His place is taken by the Australian from Birmingham, Jason Lyons. And for the visitors, they are at full strength. Travis McGowan and Joe Screen, they're leading 2 riders. But watch out for Josh Groshenek and down at reserve, young Ashley Morris as well. Promises to be an interesting one, as we say. 15 heats in front of us. Which way will they go? Well, we go pit side. We speak to 1 or 2 of the riders. We get straight underway with the action starting right at the beginning of heat number 1 as the Silver Ski Rockets take on the Tigers of Glasgow. Okay, joining me today from the Glasgow Tigers, Travis McGowan. Travis, swapped down to the Premier Division, but you seem to be enjoying yourself.
Yeah, it has been a lot of fun. It's a great club, and it's been a lot of new challenges for me, a lot of different tracks that I haven't been to, and yeah, learning the different circuits and meeting different people. It's been a good year.
A lot of people say when you drop down, you're dropping down a standard, but it's still hard to win races at this level.
Yeah, it is. You know, the Premier League's got stronger and stronger over the last few years, and vice versa. The Elite League's got a little bit weaker too in some respects. But yeah, I've enjoyed the new challenges, and yeah, the competition I haven't found to be easy as such. It's anyone can win a race, and there's a lot more action, that's for sure.
Must be better for you also the fact that you're racing every week and you know what days you're racing.
Yeah, you know it is. It's a bit more regular, that's for sure. I enjoy that, just keeping on the bike. You know, when you're not on the bike, you're getting stale. So I found that a lot in the past. You're struggling to keep yourself into race fitness. But no, this year it's been reasonably steady, and we've stayed out of trouble and injury free. So it's been good.
Good mixture in the team. You've got Screeny, of course, who's also vastly experienced, but you've got youngsters like Ashley coming through as well. Yeah, that's right. Joe's been a great since he's come on board and give us a bit of a boost. We've been pretty unlucky over the last few months, to be honest, with injuries. We've had terrible luck, guys in and out of the team, and the management have done their utmost to put a competitive side together, but it's been very difficult with when we haven't been fit and just missing too many people. You come to Rye House tonight, absolutely nothing to lose. If you can get a result here, a couple of points, you could put yourself in the Young Shield and some extra matches.
Yeah, that's what we're going for. The club deserves a bit of something from this season. We worked hard, so no, we realistically sort of need to win, or at least take a point at the minimum. So let's be going for it.
Tiny track here, often known for being slick, so you're going to need your gating shoes on.
Yes, that's right. No, I think I came here once before many years ago, but for some young Australian test match or something. But I don't have too many memories of the place. But I had a little look at the circuit, and it looks like a good shape. It's very slick, but we'll be giving it our best shot. Quietly
confident?
Oh, I'm always confident, but you don't take anything for granted, that's for sure. And no, we'll be coming with our A game tonight, that's for sure.
Brilliant. Pleasure to talk to you. Great to see you. Have a good, safe one.
Thank you.
Come in.
No worries, man.
Okay, with me now the Rockets, Stefan Ekberg. Stefan, disappointing result against Newport last week. Really can't afford another slip up like that tonight.
No, that's right. I think both Newport and Stoke away, we didn't have the best day, any of them. So no, it was really disappointed, both of them, I think.
You've had a couple of knocks lately. Is it taking its toll out on you at all?
Yeah, not really. I mean, just simple mistakes, I think. So hopefully I can stay on the bike now.
You made a super start in your first race against Newport, spun it out on that first turn. Was that just rider error, or was it machine or track? Or?
No, it was more like me. I missed the start really, so I tried to cut back straight away and hold a really tight line, but I lock it up too much and the bike went straight up in there. So that's an easy one.
Glasgow here tonight. Can't afford to take them for granted. They have got some good riders in that scene.
Yeah, I mean from us for the moment, they have a solid team. I think we have been struggling a lot since Joran was out and Luke was out, and we haven't really find other way back with the team. So I think we a little bit down again today, but I mean we can still put in all the effort and fight, and yeah, hopefully we can do something about it.
If we get a good result today, of course we will get picked for the Young Shield, and that means we can choose the opposition. Get a home draw, a good one, then also you get extra meetings, extra money, season a little bit longer.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we were looking for the playoff, and now it seems like we're not gonna do it. So at least we can try to keep fighting for the Young Shields and give us a few more meetings for all of us. So, and that's probably a good thing as well.
What about Stefan in general? Are you thinking towards next season now, or are you going to wait until the winter?
I think I'm going to wait a little bit, but I've been thinking because I wasn't really ready enough, I think fit enough to join the season, but been a little bit too much up and down. So if I can have a good winter and get me fully fit back, and I would probably say yes to another season if I could. So yeah, but just wait and see what Slen thinking about the team as well, and yeah, we can just finish this season in a good way and then take some new steps for next season.
Brilliant. Look, whatever happens tonight, have a good, safe one. Stay on the machine, get a bag full of points.
Thank you.
So our thanks go to Stefan Ekberg of the Silver Ski Rockets and Travis McGowan of the Tigers of Glasgow. And well, as we said earlier, it is the final Premier League action here at the Hoddesdon Raceway for the season. But of course, it's not the end of the Speedway season. There is the Young Shield still to take place. And of course, the Rockets will be involved in that unless they get a very big win at Newport tomorrow and Sheffield lose at Glasgow. And of course, that means there's 8 teams taking place in that tournament. We've also got the Ace of Hearts trophy to finish with, and of course we've still got some National League action, the fours and the Individual Riders Championship coming up. So still plenty more Speedway here at the Hoddesdon Raceway. But tonight though, it's the Rockets taking on the Glasgow Tigers. Now we understand Len Silver has got a little problem with his voice, and Craig Sewell is going to do the introductions of today's teams. That is, of course, once they've got the floodlight problem sorted out. So let's go join Craig, and then after that we join Pete Hill in the commentary box.
Final Premier League action of the season here at Rye House. Doesn't seem that long ago. We were kicking it all off on the 5th of April, and the one man that was here on that day was the red helmet colour there, Jason Lyons, in as a guest for Linus Sundström, who's taking part in the Swedish final tonight. On the inside for the Rockets in the blue helmet colour in Heat 1 then we'll find Stefan Edberg. Next to him in yellow is John Branney, 24-year-old younger brother of two, of course, from Whitehaven, 5 years at Workington and now a Glasgow Tiger. Jason Lyons comes out of gate number 3, and then on the outside in the white helmet colour, well, doesn't need too much introduction, does he? 2004 British champion, 21 Grand Prix to his name. Oh, and the World Under-21 Championship in 1993. Just a few of the trophies earned by Joe Screen. This is heat number 1, all to go for. Rockets for the playoffs, Glasgow for the Young Shield. That's a good start by the Rockets pairing. Stefan Edberg got away, joined by Jason Lyons, who goes in front. And Jason Lyons, who was a guest, a great effect for the Rockets last season. In fact, scored late 12 in this corresponding fixture against the Glasgow Tigers. Is taking it up at the front. Meanwhile, Joe Screen's got mic problems at the back. He's packed up. So John Branney will be the man doing the chasing. It's the self-styled man from Mildura who leads it, with Stefan Edberg in second place, Branney in third, and Joe Screen just coasting round should one of those in front have a problem. So the perfect start for the Rockets. Scenario fairly simple for them. They've got 2 meetings left, one here, one at Newport tomorrow. They need to win both and then keep their fingers crossed. Well, they're getting this one under to the perfect start. Edberg finally coming under a bit of pressure from John Branney as Jason Lyons takes the flag and the 3 points. 5-1 to the Rockets in the opening heat, and just the kind of start they wish to get off to. Linus Sundström, despite the fact that he's only 19 and Jason Lyons has been there, seen it and got the t-shirt, big boots to fill this season as far as the Flying Swede is concerned, and Jason Lyons certainly did the business there. Far sharper out the gate with these two, and that's why they got the 5 points. Opening win for Jason Lyons and a time of 56.7. Such have been the times around here this season, though. That'll just get you 18th on the list of fastest times so far. So here we go with heat number 2. On the inside in the white helmet colour for the Tigers is Jake Anderson, the 20-year-old from Shepperton. He was another young man, of course, started the season at Birmingham down here in that opening Premier League meeting. And has ricocheted around a bit, Somerset and Dudley, before arriving up there in Glasgow. Next to him in the red helmet colour for the Rockets is Paul Stark. Coming out of gate 3 in yellow is Darren Mallet in for the injured Lee Dickin, and we know he can bob out of the gate. And on the outside in the blue helmet colour is Kyle Hughes. Well, in fact it is Anderson and Mallet who both popped out of the gate. And the Tigers looking to hit back here in kind. 5-1 for the Rockets in heat number 1. Tigers in 5-1 territory here, but Kyle Hughes had other ideas. He ground Anderson and he's chasing Darren Mallet. The two of them will be together here in a couple of weeks' time in the National League Riders' Championship. And Hughes has certainly got more speed than Mallet. If he can pick his spot, which he does to perfection, he will go in front and does. So Kyle Hughes has done it the hard way, weaving his way through traffic into the lead. But it gives the Rockets a share of the spoils in a 3-3 heat. Paul Stark struggling a little bit at the back as Hughes goes through. On to the last lap, pursued by Darren Mallet, with Anderson just about holding Stark back in third place. But Kyle Hughes is going to win this one. Impressive stuff from the young man. He takes the flag. Second place goes to Darren Mallet. Jake Anderson through in third. 3-3 drawn heat. So the Rockets maintain that early 4-point advantage given to them by the opening heat 5-1, thanks to that win from the man in the blue helmet colour, Kyle Hughes. Despite being in 13th place, Glasgow have won away this season 3 times, in fact. Had a great start to the Premier Trophy, winning at Newcastle and Edinburgh. They've also won at Berwick in the league and drawn at Redcar and Somerset. So here we are in heat 3. which on the inside in the blue helmet colour finds Paul Stark for the Rockets. Next to him in white is Nick Morris, the 16-year-old from Canberra. Already been here with Buxton, of course, when he looked mighty impressive. Chris Neath comes out of gate 3 in the red helmet colour for the Rockets. And then on the outside in yellow, a young man that really has been flying, Josh Grosjenek, who scored 29 points in 2 meetings against Kings Lynn recently. He's appeared as a guest for the Rockets in the past as well. Really seems to be in form at the moment as the young man from Townsville in Queensland. Let's see what he can do here. A little bit of creeping in the start, and a very congested one it is. Morris is right in the mix, but Chris Neath manages to go outside and into the lead. Paul Stark holding on for second place, but not for much longer. Morris round the outside of him. Grosjenek stuck at the back though. Seems me to give him a build-up, but Chris Neath is in front and got a good lead over the young 16-year-old Nick Morris. Paul Stark holding on for third place to give the Rockets a 4-2 advantage. Chris Neath, who's just come into a little bit of form this latter part of the season. Certainly it was a disappointing weekend team-wise for the Rockets last weekend, but the skipper did his bit, picking up some points. Meanwhile, there's going to be some racing at the back end of the field in this last lap. Grosjenek against Paul Stark is where all the action's going to be, as Chris Neath will come round the final 2 bends and take the 3 points. Grosjenek goes very, very wide indeed. Can he get Stark on the line? He can't. Stark holds him off. Morris in second place. Rockets take a 4-2. And their lead extends to 6 points. And thanks to the skipper who got it all right out of the start. And now looking down at his bike with some concern. But certainly had no concern when he flew round off the second bend and into the lead. Win goes then to Chris Neath. 56 meeting between the 2 teams tonight. Rockets, of course, already won at Glasgow this season, 49-42 back on the 1st of August, and they lead the overall series just by that 1 win, 28-27. So early advantage for them. And on the inside in blue, already a winner so far tonight is Kyle Hughes. Next to him in yellow, Darren Mallett. And then 2 riders we see for the first time. In red, still on the comeback trail, although he said to me last week, feeling fine physically, is Jordan Frampton. And on the outside in white, the second man from Mildura for the evening, Travis McGowan, who started way back in 1999 with the Kings Lynn Stars, of course, and little trips with Oxford and Swindon and Reading on the way. And it is McGowan who's made the start, and Darren Mallett joins him. So Frampton and Hughes have got some work to do here. Frampton in contention, but certainly the man in the white helmet. And well, he was in contention and takes a nasty tumble. Jordan Frampton, I don't think he's going to get up to get his bike off the track, or is he? He'll do very well if he does. And the red light's still not on, and surely they should have been, because Jordan Frampton just about made it there. That could have been a very nasty incident indeed. Well, the race continues. Travis McGowan out front. And the action coming at the back between Mallett and Kyle Hughes. Well, Kyle Hughes picked his spot perfectly to go round Darren Mallett. The first time the 2 met in the heat 2, but he's got 1 lap to sort it out here. Around the outside again. That was profitable for Hughes last time around. Travis McGowan's got the race in his pocket. Hughes trying that outside line to get round Mallett again. Mallett's learnt from it though, blocks his way. An eventful heat. The Tigers take a 5-1 right back in the contest. Rockets' lead is cut back to 4. And well, and Jordan Frampton, not a happy race. He's pushing the bike back, but well, maybe it was me, but questions marks there on the way that he was still on the track when the riders were going around the 3rd bend, which could have been very nasty indeed. But as OB's okay and can get his machinery sorted out for later in the evening, but it's the Tigers who fight back with that 5-1. We're right back in the contest then, thanks to that 5-1, as here we are in heat number 5. And they can play a prominent part in the playoff picture, of course. Rye House tonight, and then at home against Sheffield tomorrow. And the Tigers, the only other side that are in contention for that final playoff berth. So on the inside in the yellow helmet colour is John Branney for Glasgow. Next to him, Chris Neath in red for the Rockets. Then Joe Screen comes out of gate 3 in the white helmet colour. And Kyle Hughes taking 2 on the trot gets the rider replacements right. And the blue helmet colour on the outside. Joe Screen made a better fist of the start that time round, but Chris Neath once again fires himself in front of the second bend. Hughes is stuck at the back at the moment. So a 3-3 at the end of lap number 1. Joe Screen chasing down Chris Neath in front. John Branney settling in the 3rd place, and Kyle Hughes not making too much progress at the moment anyway from the back. Chris Neath looks good out front though, doesn't he? When he gets that kind of start, the skipper knows every inch of this track and he uses it to his advantage. He's pulled out a good lead over Joe Screen here, and meanwhile Kyle Hughes has got problems at the back. He's going to take no further part, so as long as Neath keeps going, it's going to be a 3-3 drawn 8. And the Rockets' 2-point lead will continue on into heat number 6. And talking of 6, 2 rides, 6 points for Chris Neath. And Screen, well, slowed up right at the end there to let John Branney come through and get the 2. Joe Screen in 3rd place, once again looking down at the bike. Don't think he's 100% happy with his machinery. Chris Neath was looking down at his bike after he won first time tonight, but no such concerns for the skipper here. Hit the front, that preferred line off the second bend, and there was never too much doubt about it after that. So we come to heat number 6. Could start getting interesting here, you have the feeling, with this lineup. On the inside in red for the Rockets is the guest Jason Lyons. Next to him, his fellow man from Mildura is Travis McGowan, who looked very impressive first time out, back there in the white helmet colour. Coming out of gate 3 in blue for the Rockets is Stefan Edberg. And then on the outside in yellow is young Jake Anderson, who may not always be able to maintain it for 4 laps, but certainly he's not shy when it comes to getting out the start. He's a very quick trapper, so that could lead to some interesting times on the first bend in this one, you'd feel. Just 2 points between them, 13-11. The Rockets lead the way. And really they need all 3 points out of this one. Mathematicians will note that they could get 2 here and 4 at Newport tomorrow, but it'll start getting very complicated then. So I'm sure the aim is to get all 3 here against the Tigers. And away they go, and McGowan's not made such a good start, and neither did Anderson. And it's the Rockets that are in front with Jason Lyons. So Lyons, Ekberg, McGowan and Anderson is our lineup as we go on to lap number 2. I don't think Anderson's going to play too much part in this. He's off the base at the back. And Travis McGowan not having it all his own way as he did on his first outing. McGowan trying to go around the outside of Stefan Edberg, then cuts inside and does so well. What a move that was. Bit of elite league experience, you feel, came into play there for Travis McGowan. And now he's got to hunt down his fellow Australian out front, Jason Lyons. I think he might have left it a bit late, but he's certainly got some speed on. The younger Australian chasing the veteran. Edberg settled into 3rd place. I think Lyons has probably got just about enough to take him over the line, but Travis McGowan, well, I think he'll come away from that saying, give me another lap, I would have had that. But Lyons wins it. McGowan in 2nd, Stefan Edberg in 3rd, 4-2. As far as the Rockets are concerned, lead stretches to 4 points, and well, Lena Sundström certainly set Rye House alight on more than one occasion this season, but you can't ask any more from the man who's guesting for him tonight than 2 wins out of 2 so far, and that's exactly what Jason Lyons has provided. These 2 first met back in June 1977. Rockets winning 44-34 against Glasgow. Plenty of good action between them since then. And close one here tonight. Just 4 points between the 2 teams as we come to heat number 7. On the inside in white for Glasgow we find Nick Morris. Next to him in red, hoping for better luck this time round, is Jordan Frampton. Josh Grozenek comes out of gate 3 in yellow, and then on the outside in blue, already having a busy night. Third ride of the evening so far for Paul Stark. So important, every heat important for both sides, as Glasgow are trying to catch Stoke at the bottom of the table to see if they can get themselves into those 8 positions, which will extend their season into the Young Shield. If the Rockets don't make the playoffs, then a win here will give them first pick in terms of the Young Shield. They're in that competition anyway, but they would like to go one better. Frampton has sprung out at the start. Jordan Frampton takes the lead. Tigers pack in behind him. Frampton will be looking to put that first appearance tonight firmly behind him, but he's certainly got some pressure coming from Grozenek behind him. And Nick Morris in third place. The 2 Australians are not going to give up the ghost on the man from Ipswich here who leads it. Paul Stark stuck at the back, but Jordan Frampton looking assured out front. What might have been, as far as the Rockets are concerned, his injury of course had such a dramatic effect on the team just at the wrong time. He's coming through onto the last lap here with a good advantage over Josh Grozenek. And Nick Morris just about hanging on there, a bit of a tough bend, but he's got plenty of daylight between him and Paul Stark as Frampton comes round and takes the win. Jordan Frampton wins it, Grozenek second, Nick Morris in third. Still a 4-point lead, 3-3 shared heat number 7. Jordan Frampton survives the 4 laps and does so to get the 3 points. Didn't have the best of comebacks last weekend, but always difficult when you've been out with fairly serious injury to come back and hit that kind of form that he showed earlier in the season. But there are certainly glimpses of it there as Jordan Frampton celebrates the 3 points. So the Rockets' lead stands at 4 points as we reach the halfway stage of the final Premier League action here at Rye House this season. On the inside in the yellow helmet colour for the Tigers is Darren Mallet. Next to him in blue is Kyle Hughes. And then slotting in to gate 3 in the white helmet colour is John Branney. Not always had the happiest of times here. 2+1 from 3 last time he was here. But plenty of silverware over the last couple of years because he's been part of the Workington team that have made the Young Shield their own, of course. And on the outside in red for the Rockets is Stefan Ekberg, who's people seem to forget, I think, how serious the injury was that kept Stefan out for a season, and how well he's just slotted in. And he really has been the Rockets' Mr. Consistent this season. Rarely had a bad meeting, always put the points on the board as the experienced Swede. We'll have to do so here as well. The Rockets would like to open up a little more advantage than 4, you feel. And again, it's the Tigers fastest from the gate. Let's see what the Rockets can do about it. 5-1 as far as Glasgow are concerned. They've sprung a surprise here. Mallet leads Branney, but don't count Stefan Ekberg out of the action. Ekberg looks up the outside of John Branney. Darren Mallet leads it. Ekberg with that high, wide line, and Kyle Hughes disappointingly is stuck at the back at the moment. And this will be just what the doctor ordered as far as Glasgow are concerned, and quite a shock you'd think. But Stefan Ekberg once again trying that high line to get around John Branney, but Branney is pulling away just that little bit. Meanwhile, out front, Darren Mallet is certainly doing the job for his adopted team. He leads it into the last lap. Branney in second. Stefan Ekberg finding it difficult around the outside. Tries to cut up the inside of John Branney. Almost made it. Going to be an interesting couple of bends here. Ekberg's going for the outside again. What's Branney going to do? Can he cover it? He does. 5-1 to the Tigers. And that's certainly something to bring a smile to the face of their team manager, Stuart Dixon. because I don't think he would have expected that at that stage in the meeting. Glasgow take a 5-1 and scores are levelled thanks to these two. Certainly did the job, didn't they? Little punch of the air there from John Branney, and Darren Malik got the 3 points. Maybe just a little feeling of deja vu for the Rockets followers at this moment. Close meetings getting a habit in the last parts of the season here at Rye House. Nothing between the two teams coming to 8-9 then, 24 points apiece. And on the inside in white for the Tigers we find Travis McGowan. Next to him in blue is Kyle Hughes. And then Jake Anderson will come out of gate 3 in the yellow helmet colour. And on the outside in red, 2 wins to his name. And the Rockets really need their skipper now. Because this, as I was saying, just a little bit of deja vu at the kind of meeting against Newport last week, which they lost by those 2 points. 46-44. And certainly when you look at the second half of this programme, you've got the feeling that Glasgow must fancy their chances here. They have won here 5 times, but last time they did it was way back in 1993. They won 56-52. They've actually won here 60-29. I was here on that occasion looking through my hands. Well, it's not going to be that bad for Rockets fans, but they need some points here. Keep their noses in front. Oh, McGowan's made a decent game, but the red lights are on fairly quickly from our referee, Dave Robinson. And Kyle Hughes was in contention there. Chris Neath couldn't have the run off the second bend. Looked like a good race was building up at the front. Our referee, Dave Robinson, not happy with the start. All 4 back. And the warning from our referee Dave Robinson issued to Kyle Hughes in blue to remain stationary at the start. So interesting. Last week's National League meeting, of course, we saw Jamie White-Williams thrown out of a race for doing that twice, which surely history won't repeat itself here. Rolling rather light, those sprinters on the blocks who jump the starts. 2 strikes and you're out as far as this is concerned, not 3. So McGowan on the inside in white, next to him Kyle Hughes in blue, Jake Anderson in yellow out of gate 3, and Chris Neath on the outside in red for the Rockets. Certainly it was McGowan who made the start. Chris Neath was struggling in third, first time of asking. Let's see what happens here. Kyle Hughes undoubtedly is out this time. Hughes through the tapes. And so drama in heat number 9. Well, once again, Warren's first time. And second time, Kyle Hughes. A blue exclusion light goes on. So John Sanford a decision to make. Kyle Hughes shakes the head. He may be coming back off 15 metres, or if not, Paul Stark will. Well, plenty of drama from heat number 9, and we haven't completed a lap yet. John Sanford's decision is to send Paul Stark out in place of Kyle Hughes, who earned that tape exclusion. So he'll slot into gate number 2 alongside Travis McGowan in the white helmet colour for the Tigers on the inside. Jake Anderson in yellow comes out of gate 3, and on the outside for the Rockets in red is their skipper Chris Neath, so far unbeaten this evening. 2 wins out of 2 for him. So always difficult with rider replacements, and Paul Stark and Kyle Hughes having a busy night between them. This is Paul Stark's 4th ride already, and we're only on heat number 9. Solid that time, and once again McGowan's made a decent start, and Chris Neath cuts inside. Intelligent stuff from the Rocket skipper. McGowan has to put the brakes on. Meanwhile Anderson's gone very, very wide, and oh, well, almost wall of death stuff from Jake Anderson. He'll have to get back into the race. McGowan in second, Chris Neath in first place. It was a great couple of bends between the two of them to start this one off. McGowan trying to go to the outside to block that outside that he likes so much, and the rocket skipper cutting back inside the Australian and going into the lead. And Chris Neath looking very assured out front here as he goes on to the last lap. McGowan comfortably in second, Paul Stark in third, and while Jake Anderson's lucky to be out on the bike at all, having ridden up the fourth bend fence. But here comes Chris Neath. It's going to be 3 out of 3 for the skipper. He takes the win. McGowan in second, Paul Stark in third, and Anderson comes through at the back of the field, and the Rockets open up a 2-point advantage. 28 to 26 they lead it, and Chris Neath yet to be headed this evening. And we can see there Travis McGowan trying for the outside to cut off Chris Neath's run off that second bend that he likes. But Neath, what a good cutback that was, which took him into the lead. And as we go up to the fourth, but well, Jake Anderson, amazing, isn't it? Look at that, how he stayed on his bike. The real wall of death stuff. Almost rode up the fence and back down again. Very lucky to stay on the bike. So in number 10 and still only 2 in it. And this could be an interesting one as well, couldn't it? On the inside in yellow, Josh Grozenek. Next to him in blue for the Rockets is Stefan Edberg. Nick Morris, the 16-year-old. Prodigious talent comes out of gate number 3 in white. And right on the outside of him is Jason Lyons. Looks across and sees a man old enough to be his dad. But Lyons, plenty of experience, of course, former Grand Prix man. And looking good tonight. 2 wins out of 2 so far for him. So certainly doing the Rockets proud on that score. Once again, we've got competitive action here at Rye House. We've had some very close meetings this season, and this is certainly putting its way together to be an appropriate finale to Premier League action here. Grozenek, Ekberg, Morris and Jason Lyons. Morris involved in a sandwich there, had absolutely nowhere to go, and not surprising he came down. Was the little 16-year-old stuck in the middle there. A pincer movement which left Nick Morris absolutely nowhere to go, and you're not supposed to call it first bend bunching anymore, are you? But that certainly adequately described what happened to Nick Morris there. Restart with all 4. Well, let's see what happens this time. A restart of heat number 10 then, and just joining us, the white helmet colour. Subject of a sandwich first time out, wasn't he, Nick Morris? See what happens here. On the inside in yellow is Josh Grozenek. Next to him in blue for the Rockets, Stefan Edberg. Nick Morris comes out of gate 3 in white. Certainly there was some frantic going on at the pit gates, trying to repair his machinery in the intervening period between the 2 starts. And then on the outside in red for the Rockets for one night only is Jason Lyons. The Rockets who hit the front this time. Morris not involved in the action, he's stuck at the back, and it's Jason Lyons who hits the front, having some night. 2 wins under his belt so far, and immediately into the lead with Stefan Edberg in second place, and this could be just what the Rockets wanted. 2 points in front, trying to shake off the Tigers. Grozenek's not giving up the chase in third place. But Jason Lyons looks very good out front. And Grozenek indeed, he's gaining on Stefan Edberg and certainly gained a lot of ground there. Edberg pulls just a little way clear. Lyons looks in control of the race out front, but Stefan Edberg with that tear-off strip flaming away in the breeze has just pulled a little bit of distance between him and Josh Grozenek. And that's going to be enough, you feel, to give the Rockets a maximum here. Jason Lyons is going to stay unbeaten. He takes the win. Ekberg in second, Grozenek third. 5-1 time for the Rockets. And they really needed that at this stage. P10 sees them open up a 6-point lead, and that's as much as it's been all evening. They were 6 points in front after 3 heats, but the Tigers had clawed their way back to level pegging. But suddenly 2 heat advantages have opened up the home lead, and this man, you can't expect more. 3 out of 3 for Jason Lyons. 33 to 27 then, as we come to heat number 11 that finds Jordan Frampton on the inside in the red helmet colour. Next to him in white for Glasgow is Joe Screen. He'll be a Tiger next year as well, so we understand. Coming out of gate 3 in blue is Paul Stark, and then on the outside in yellow is the man who's having a good night so far, is John Branney. Got paid 6 from his 3 rides so far. Most of it's come from the outside so far this evening as well. 5 wins out of gate number 4. Only 1 winner from the inside trap. I wonder if Jordan Frampton can double that number here. Joe Screen will have something to say about it. Wasn't the best of nights last night at Kings Lynn when he only earned 6 points. But in the corresponding fixture last week, when Glasgow beat Kings Lynn 54-41, he got a 12-point maximum. So Frampton and Screen have made the gate. Branney hasn't got anywhere to go. Paul Stark involved as well. Frampton's got the legs, takes him into the lead. Joe Screen in second. Stark holding Branney back at the back of the pack. Branney's got round Paul Stark. The Tigers looking to have a share of the spoils here. Frampton on the outside. Joe Screen in second. Branney making his way up in the 3rd place. Frampton with that high wide line that he's made his own here. Paul Stark still in contention at the back. John Branney makes a mistake, could have a run there, but Frampton's got a good lead over Joe Screen in 2nd place. Branney in 3rd. This has maintained that 6-point advantage as far as the Rockets are concerned. Jordan Frampton looking for his 2nd win of the night. Joe Screen in 2nd. John Branney in 3rd. Here comes Frampton. Won it easily in the end. He takes the win. Screen 2nd. Branney coming through from the back for 3rd. Shared heat. And the Rockets maintain that 6-point advantage. They need all 3 league points here. So that 6-point advantage is going to be vital as the evening progresses. But this man, well, didn't have the happiest of starts to the evening, did he? But certainly made up for it since then. 2 wins on the trot for Jordan Frampton. Autumn chill in September here at Rye House, and fleeces in attendance in the crowd. Time to wrap up warm. It's not going to get much warmer as the season progresses now, but certainly been hot on the track. And one man who has been in very hot form indeed on the inside there in the red helmet colour is Chris Neath. 3 wins out of 3 for the Rocket skipper so far. Coming out of gate 2 in yellow reserve switch by Stuart Dixon, taking out Jake Anderson and bringing in Darren Mallett. And certainly why wouldn't you do that when Darren Mallett so far has got paid 8 points from his 3 rides, so he's looked good. And then Kyle Hughes comes out of gate 3 in blue, and completing the lineup on the outside in white is Nick Morris. Well, you've seen both these Tigers get out the start very, very swiftly. Only 2 wins from the inside, remember. Well, away they go very, very quickly, and the red light on immediately from our referee Dave Robinson. Kyle Hughes was so far behind the pack then that I think he's decided to let them go. A blue exclusion light for Kyle Hughes. Well, Kyle Hughes being excluded. Well, I think he'll wonder what's going on here. But Kyle Hughes has been excluded by our referee Dave Robinson. So, talking about a real wheel spinning before the tapes went up. He's actually been excluded, but he's still staying there, so that's going to be an interesting one. Kyle Hughes looks up, says, Me? Me? Are you joking? Did you see that one? Well, Kyle Hughes excluded. And not a happy man. Wow, interesting. Blue lights on. He's not going to take a part in the race. Well, I think even in the pits they're confused by that one from our referee Dave Robinson. We'll await the rerun. So Paul Stark comes in to replace Kyle Hughes, who's not had the happiest of evenings so far. Official ruling from our referee Dave Robinson and thrown out for delaying the start, which was the first time only in this heat. But interesting to note that Chris Neath, the Rocket skipper on the inside, was on the line there before the other riders arrived and spent a good minute or so just staring at the referee's box. So you would guess he didn't agree with that decision. Next to him in yellow, Darren Mallet, Paul Stark out of 3, and Nick Morris out the outside in white. Well, they do get away well this time. And it's Chris Neath who hits the front, and Paul Stark, who's ridden a decent line there to get himself into second place. And oh dear, well, there goes Paul Stark. And you've got to feel there goes Nick Morris as well. There was little doubt about that. White exclusion light on, and to Morris's immense credit, he immediately goes back to see that Paul Stark is okay. He's an impetuous young man, he's the 16-year-old, but there's no doubt he knew that he was guilty there, and goes immediately to look at Paul Stark. It'd be a shame for Paul Stark. He'd certainly made his best gate and ridden his best line probably since he's been here. One was there in second place when Morris, as you can see, comes right up the inside, and really Paul Stark nowhere to go, clattered into him, straight into the fence. So let's hope that Paul Stark is okay, because he will be able to take part in the rerun, and Nick Morris will be excluded. So good to see that Paul Stark is okay. Not so sure about the machinery though, but it's certainly the quickest route back to the pits, isn't it? So good to see Paul Stark rejoining us on borrowed machinery. I think it's probably skipper Chris Neath's second bike that he's on there. Severe damage to his first one. After that coming together with Nick Morris, but only 3 riders on the line then. Chris Neath on the inside in the red helmet colour for the Rockets. Darren Mallet is an adopted Tiger for the evening, but he's the lone Tiger on the line there in the yellow helmet colour. And then Paul Stark on the outside in blue. So the Rockets lead at the moment anyway. It's 34 to 30. Let's see what they can do here. A little bit of creeping at the start. No red light on though. And Stark very much in contention around the outside of Darren Mallet. And in fact Paul Stark going into the lead here. Borrowed machinery obviously does the job for the young man. Paul Stark with Chris Neath in second. Mallet's in contention. They're trying to team ride him out of it. They don't need to, because Mallet's come down at the back and he needs to get back up. 2 Rockets in front. 5-1 is definitely on the cards now. Chris Neath leads the way from Paul Stark in second place, and Darren Mallet goes round to complete the numbers. Neath then looking for 4 wins out of 4 for the Rocket skipper. Paul Stark is certainly having his best night, I think, as far as Ryehouse are concerned. Going to pick up the paid win here. Still looking for his first full win as a Rocket. But this is going to be good enough for him. Neath comes through, takes the win. Stark in second. 5-1 for the Rockets. And the unfortunate Darren Mallet, who remounted, comes around for the odd point as far as the Tigers are concerned. But that really does give some breathing space as far as the Rockets are concerned. 41-31, but of course it puts the Tigers in tactical territory. We'll see what Stuart Dixon wants to do about that in the next heat, but for now, celebrations, double celebrations for the Rockets. So Rockets having extended their lead to 10 points. Stuart Dixon very quick to react by sending Travis McGowan out in the black and white helmet for double points coming out of gate number 3. On the inside in white for Glasgow is Joe Screen. Next to him in red for the Rockets, Jason Lyons. 3 wins out of 3 for him so far. McGowan will slot into gate number 3, and then on the outside in blue for Ryan House will be Jordan Frampton, who after that early fall has put 2 straight race wins together. So time running out a little bit for the Tigers. Played their part here tonight. Well, they certainly need to hit back here with McGowan on double points. Joe Screen's made a good start from the inside. McGowan cuts in, and the man at the back who goes down in the blue helmet killer is Jordan Frampton in the wars again. Be interesting to see what the referee makes of that. Very congested indeed coming out of that second bend. Frampton looked to have nowhere to go. Luckily he's bounced back up. And the decision is a rerun with all 4. So Jordan Frampton will go back to the pits and come back for a rerun with all 4 riders. Jordan Frampton back out and ready to go then for the restart of heat number 13. When he hasn't been winning, it's been a tough night for him. Come off and taken a couple of heavy falls, but he's out there in gate number 4. On the inside in white for Glasgow then is Joe Screen. Next to him in red, the unbeaten so far Jason Lyons. Travis McGowan, who was very much involved in the action at the first time of asking, on double points out of gate 3. And then on the outside in blue, Jordan Frampton. It's going to get tight. Let's see how it goes. Once again it's going to be congested. Jason Lyons looks to have the drop. McGowan going round the outside, hasn't got the pace. Joe Screen settles in the 3rd. Frampton stuck in the back. So it's all about the Tigers chasing the man out front. And from Mildura leads and from Mildura, but McGowan goes very wide and almost let Frampton in. A little bite there. Well, McGowan's got to get round Jason Lyons, and nobody's got close so far this evening. It's Lyons in front, McGowan in 2nd, Joe Screen hanging on the 3rd place. Frampton not making too much as far as impression goes from the back. This isn't really what the Tigers wanted. Give them a heat advantage, but I don't think it's going to be enough with just 2 heats remaining after this one. Jason Lyons has certainly done his bit. This will be win number 4 for him. Lyons wins it, double points for McGowan in 2nd, Joe Screen in 3rd. 3 for Lyons, 4 for McGowan, 1 for Screen, makes it a 5-3 as far as the visitors are concerned, but it's not going to be enough, you feel, because this man, well, once he's got in front, nobody has touched him so far tonight. He's been the pick as far as guests are concerned, no doubt about that. Wise signing by Len Silver, because he's unbeaten. An ultimate heat here then, and Glasgow need to get something out of this one. 44-36 they trail after that heat advantage, courtesy of Travis McGowan's entry for double points. But if they're going to go away with anything from here, then they're going to have to get something here in heat 14. On the inside in blue is Paul Stark for the Rockets. Next to him in white is Josh Grozenek. Stefan Edberg is the rider replacement coming out of gate 3 in red. And then on the outside, very good value so far for the Tigers is Darren Mallet. We know Mallet will get out of the gate quickly. Grozenek's been just a little bit disappointing for me tonight. Came here with a big reputation and some big scores, and just hasn't really adapted. And Paul Stark, well, he's worked hard. He's on borrowed machinery, and he's having probably his best night as a Rocket on the inside. So let's see what they can produce here. This is heat 14. Grozenek does get away this time, and Stefan Edberg's got the work to do, and Edberg does it perfectly. Grozenek goes wide. The veteran Swede up the inside, and 3-3 will do very nicely as far as the Rockets are concerned. Going into the final heat, that will really put the pressure on Glasgow. Bolstark stuck at the back, but Stefan Edberg is out front. But Grosjenek will not give this one up. Tries to get a little bit of purchase off that banking and does well. But look at Josh Grosjenek here up the inside of Stefan Edberg. Edberg will fight back and try and get down the inside himself. Can't do it. And the Australian certainly pulled off a manoeuvre there. He goes in front. Glasgow on a 4-2. That'll leave the Rockets 6 points in front, and certainly a race point to play for in the final heat. So Josh Grosjenek's going to put his first win of the night on the board here, and it could be an important one as his team look for that place in the Young Shield. And it could yet put a dent in the Rockets' playoff hopes. So Stefan Edberg, who led the way, but Grosjenek came from the back and took the win for the Glasgow Tigers. And once again, well, for the race point, we're in for a last heat decider here at Rye House in the final Premier League meeting of the season. Grosjenek celebrates 3 points for him. And it's been a long Premier League season here in Hoddesdon, and this is the final race of that campaign as far as the Rockets are concerned. Plenty of speedway still to be raced, be it in the playoffs or in the Young Shield, of course. But as far as the Premier League goes, well, the curtain comes down here. And with the Rockets a 6 points lead over the Glasgow Tigers. Quite simply, Glasgow have got to get something out of this heat to get a race point. Or if not, the Rockets' faint hopes of the playoffs continue. And they'll be rested strangely in tonight's opponents, who will take on Sheffield tomorrow while the Rockets are at Newport. So for the final heat, on the inside in white, Josh Grosjenek. Next to him in red is the Rocket skipper Chris Neath, who unbeaten is having a very good evening indeed. And of course he scored a 15-point maximum against Stoke here just a couple of weeks back, so he's been in good form. Coming out of gate 3 in yellow, well, he's given it his all, hasn't he? Travis McGowan for Glasgow. And on the outside, well, Len Silver must be delighted with the choice of guest, although Jason Lyons has never let the Rockets down. Appeared 5 times for them last year, most honorary member of the team. He too is unbeaten. Last heat of Premier League action, here we go. A very congested start, bumping there between Lyons and McGowan, but it's Lyons who hits the front. Grosjenek in second place, Chris Neath back in third, and McGowan, who was relegated to the back. And McGowan's going to fight back. Neath under siege here as far as they're concerned from the Tigers, but look at that from the Rocket skipper. Round the both of them in the second place, and the Rockets could be ending with a 5-1 here. Jason Lyons looking on the full maximum, he's out in front. Chris Neath on a paid maximum is in second place, and in third place in yellow it's Travis McGowan. Grosjenek's dropped to the back. Neath looks round, one more lap to go, and the Rockets could end the Premier League season here in perfect fashion with a 5-1 in heat number 15 to give them a 10-point win over Glasgow. Jason Lyons is going to come through, full maximum for him, paid maximum for Chris Neath. McGowan through in third, 5-1 Rockets. And at times it looked just that little bit dodgy this evening, didn't it? But they've come through it in the end. And they've won it by 51 points to 41. And these two are the major reason. They've been unbeaten all evening. 15 for Jason Lyons, 14 plus 1 for the air-punching Chris Neath. Rockets win it, playoff hope still alive. They will rest on a visit to Newport tomorrow afternoon, and then of course Glasgow's meeting against Sheffield tomorrow evening. Chris Neath will celebrate. Skipper's in fine form, unbeaten so far, and certainly pulled it all out of the fire going round the Tigers in heat 15 here. Celebrations for the skipper, victory for the Rockets.
Well, thanks Pete. A cracking match to finish this Premier League campaign at home for the Rockets. Of course, they go to Newport tomorrow. Let's give you the individual match scorers, and we start with the Tigers of Glasgow. Number 1, Joe Screen, scored 4 and 2 bonus. John Granny scored 6 and 2 bonus. Nick Morris scored 3 and 1 bonus. Josh Groshenek scored 6 points. Travis McGowan 12. Jake Anderson 1 and 1 bonus. And Darren Mallet, very good, 9, paid 10, total of 41. For the Victoria Silver Ski Rockets, Jason Lyons, 5 rides, 5 wins, 15-point maximum. Stefan Egberg, 5 rides, 8 and 2 bonus. Chris Neath, 5 rides, 4 wins, and a paid win, 14, paid 15. Rider replacement for Robbie Kessler. Jordan Frampton scored 6 from 4. Paul Stark, 4 and 1 from 7. And Carl Hughes scored 4. All adds up to 51 to the Silver Ski Rockets and 41 to the Glasgow Tigers. Well, that's just about it from us all here at the Hoddesdon Raceway. We hope you've enjoyed this production. As always, we look forward to you joining us once again in the not too distant future. But from us all here, it's time to say cheerio.